The one on this most recent trip in Guadeloupe, I did this before. I just covered this. It was just a plain kind of a coil book. I covered the cover with printed paper, and then I added Mod Podge on top because I knew I would be doing this by the pool and on the beach, so I didn't want water to damage it. And I just stamped the word journey on the front. And also before I left, I'll show you some pages that I didn't fill in back here. I just took some, they were basic gray stickers, and I kind of just added random ones on whatever page and just stuck some up there and just, you know, figured I could fill it in as I went along, which is exactly what I did. So what's funny about this is most people go on a vacation and have photos and say, I must get these into a scrapbook. This time I had the scrapbook finished, and of course all my photos were lost. So I thought, okay, how can I rectify this situation? I contacted some people that were on the trip that took some pictures of the same location. So they emailed them to me. And then I went on the internet to find pictures of the hotel where we stayed at. So I managed to put a few pictures in here, but certainly not what I had originally wanted to do. So I just want to show you what I did. Inside here, this is my little grandson, and I was going to miss him because I've never been away from him for that long, for 3 weeks, so I stuck a photo of him in there. And then the little grandson that came on the trip with us is also in here too. So every night when I went to do my scrapbook, I could see my little babies, and that made me happy. So I simply collected stuff on our trip. So what I like to do is cut out a little piece of paper once I'm at my location and settled in my room, and I kind of try to measure out a 4 by 6. One other thing I forgot to mention that wasn't in my little pencil case is a very small 6-inch ruler. So you can toss that into your pencil case as well. But I measured out a 4 by 6 piece, what would be the standard photograph, and I just tuck it inside my little book, and wherever I think I might want a picture, put a picture when I go home, I sort of leave a border around. Of course, there is no picture, but I left that there for you to see. So I journal, and this was all about us going to Montreal, and just to add a creative element, I stamped the word Montreal with my little letter stamps. This was one of those scrolls that I had added earlier from the basic gray stuff, and I just doodled around it. And this is some stamping, and then the watercolor pencils I'll show you how to use in a minute. And then I just stamped all over this. This page is all about my daughter-in-law was quite sick. And so when we were flying on the plane, I don't know what she came down with, but anyway, once we got on the plane, this little dinky little plane that flew us from island to island, I took the barf bag from the plane, whoopsie, and I glued it onto my page. These are our plane tickets. And then I journaled inside and watercolored, and then used the opening of the bag to stuff in some photos. So as a photo pocket. So here's one of the photos here. The other one's dropped on the floor. So these were the pictures that someone else had taken of us while we were on the trip. So I was able to tuck those in. But again, the page is just used up with stuff we had there. The island of Guadeloupe, beautiful. Got a postcard, so I put that in there. I love my books when they stick out all over the edges, so I'm not concerned about it being all even, but you might be, so you can trim it off if you want. Again, these are the rub-ons that I had under the word Guadeloupe, and that sticker arrow was part of the basic gray stuff that I had added before. This plaid madras print that I put on the border here is very popular in the islands. And whenever we bought something, all of our things were in these kind of bags. So I just tore the bag up and used it as a border in my book. We went down there because my son's an international high jumper, so there he is at the stadium. This was the big poster that was all over all of the billboards in the city. This was a bag. We were VIPs because we were with the international athletes, so they treated us to this wonderful French pastry and jerk chicken. It was just amazing, and we were sitting in the bleachers and they gave us each these bags, so I glued the bag right onto the page. And then I kept my tickets from the track meet inside the bag here as a keepsake, and some other little things inside. But I thought the bag kind of added a neat embellishment. And then when I got back to my hotel room, I just used the rub-ons again, some more of that plaid bag. This was a business card inside of the bag of the baker that had done all the food. This one I attached, glued some buttons on top, and it's when we went to Martinique. And then I opened it up and just kind of journaled down the page. I thought all the people in Martinique looked like Halle Berry, so. And then we took a little road trip there, so this is just the map. And I wrote what we bought everywhere and where we went, and that was a really, really wonderful day. We went to this beautiful perfumery in Martinique, and the owner came and picked us up at our hotel, and he was amazing. So I took my perfume bottle box and opened it up and used it as, again, another pocket to tuck things in. There was an email from my cousin to remind us to go to this amazing store, so I have that email in there and his business card. So that's kind of another clever way to do it. This is just a collage of a whole bunch of things that we did. This was the ticket for the second track meet in Martinique, and I think these tickets are beautiful, so I just stuck it on as is. We decided to take a road trip from Atlanta all the way to Montreal. So that was fun. We stopped back at Morehouse College where my son went to university. This is a chipboard embellishment here of a plane looking like it's coming down, and this is where I'm going to journal all about that exciting adventure. Would have been a fantastic road trip, except we were in the path of all those tornadoes. So it was fun though. We had a great time. This is the map that we had in the car. You won't be able to see, but it's got marked all the places that we stopped. Again, I just added this chipboard embellishment that already had a road trip on it. We stopped in Amish country. This was a toll receipt. The Pocono Mountains and the beautiful locations, and that was pretty much our vacation. Now I want to quickly show you how to use these watercolor pencils. They're fantastic. So first, I'll just go to a blank page here. You take the pencil, just like any other pencil. So I'll do like a red and an orange and a yellow kind of combination here. So you take the red, and you just color on the page, just any random way you want, doesn't matter. Then you take this great aqua pen. You can buy these at Michael's, but what they are is you unscrew the top, kind of like the old-fashioned fountain pens. This little black cap comes out. You take it out. You can pour water in or just go to the tap. I just usually go to the tap. Then just screw it back up again. Take the top off, kind of get the water going, and so there's water going. Sometimes you have to squeeze a little bit, and then you start. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode about how to make your travel journals, and I hope you get the opportunity to try this out as we have just begun the summer season, because storing and collecting our memories at the end of the day is what this scrapbooking adventure that we're all on should be all about. So you have a chance to win this beautiful paper. It's just beautiful, and it's got some really nice French words on it, and even if you're not French, it just adds a little bit of je ne sais quoi to your scrapbook pages. So look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.